Hey guys, so it's really weird because we haven't gone live in a whole week, but here we are. So you guys have mostly finished up the packet work that I assigned, or the packet. So there's the grammar packet and then the informational reading text packet. You guys, if you are keeping up with the videos I have posted, hi David. You guys have already finished those, or hopefully have finished those. If not, you guys have until Friday to get those done. But if you guys have any questions about them, feel free to ask me. Now's your chance. Don't forget, you're always welcome to email me. But if you guys have questions about that, let me know. What I did want to tell you guys about is in the Google Classroom, I have uploaded 3 different prompts. So I'm trying to split my screen right now so I can read them to you while I am live. So if you go to the Google Classroom, go under classwork and then scroll down to weekly writing prompts. There are 4 different prompts that I've posted, starting the first week that you guys started your blizzard bags, and then going into the 2 weeks after that, and then this week. Your first writing prompt was March 16th through the 20th. Even if you guys don't have access to the Google Classroom, I still want you guys to do these prompts, even if it is past the date. So the first one that I posted was March 16th through the 20th. Even if it's past the week date, I still want you guys to turn them in. I have about 11 of you, I think, in the Google Classroom right now. Actually, I think one of them is Mr. Nelson, so I have 10 of you in the Google Classroom right now. And 6 of you have turned in the writing prompt, and 4 of you haven't. So a little over half of you guys have done it, so shout out to you guys. But the prompt, which I will put all of the prompts in the description for this video, but the prompt for this one is, if you could spend the night in any store, which store would you choose? Where would you sleep for the night? What would you eat? Where would you explore? Answer the above prompt in 8 to 10 complete sentences. Just because you have answered all of the questions above does not mean that you've completed the assignment. You are to answer the prompt on the Google Doc that is attached to this assignment. So there's a couple ways to go about doing this. Obviously, if you are in the Google Classroom, when you open up the prompt, there is a little Google Doc that made a copy. If you are at home listening to this, you can either email me your response if you want to type it. You can write it on paper. My only thing that I ask you if you are emailing it to me or handwriting it for me is that you put either what the prompt was, or you put the week that the prompt is for. That way I can keep it straight and I know which week you guys are doing. Actually, I will copy and paste the prompt right now and put it, hi Lucas, in the box. So there you go. But that is, I'll also type that. That is the March 16th through 20th prompt. So you guys have the first one. Like I said, if you are in the Google Classroom, I recommend turning it in there because it's easier. Like I said, if you think you missed the due date because you joined late or something, you have until this Friday to get it done for credit. So don't worry about thinking that you're missing it or that you can't do it anymore. The deadline was extended because I know all you guys are working at different paces and you guys like writing more than you like to do other stuff. That's fine. So you don't like to write at all. So then moving on to the second prompt, which I had 5 of you turn this in and 5 of you did not turn it in. So we got to make repairs to things and pay bills. Just because you're older doesn't mean you're completely free. Answer the prompt in 8 to 10 complete sentences. Remember to include things like where you would work, how old you want to be, include whether or not you have a family, any pets you might have, your favorite or least favorite chore, and what kind of car you would drive. Anything like that. I'm going to copy and paste this one into the box too. Oh, hold on, it's too long. I have to cut it up into 2 parts. That's weird. I didn't know there was a 200 character limit for this. We'll start here. Copy. No, that's too long too. Okay, I'll figure that one out in a second because that one is a little too long. But anyway, you guys, same thing as I said for the last one, you guys, I recommend you turn it into the Google Classroom because again, you can just scroll down and there is the Google Doc right there that you guys can type in and it's ready to go. You just have to hit turn in. And then, like I said, I will post the actual prompt in either the chat box or in like the description of this video. But you guys can either email it to me, you can write it on paper, whatever is easiest for you. If you are emailing it to me, again, please write which prompt or the week you are doing for the prompt so I can keep track of what you're turning in and when you're turning it in. Or if you are handwriting it, again, just write the prompt at the top of the paper. And you can either take a picture of it and email it to me, or you can just turn it in whenever you turn in the rest of your packet. So I will post that one in a second. The third prompt is, oh cool, 7 of you turned this in and there's only 3 of you that haven't. So prompt, imagine if cows gave pop instead of milk. What would the world look like? Would different breeds of cows produce different types of pop? Would farmers specifically try to produce one type of pop? Would you completely replace milk with pop? How would we get our source of milk? Answer the above prompt in 8 to 10 complete sentences. Remember to answer each question fully and add details. You can even add details for questions I did not ask. Let yourself be creative. Answer our prompt in the Google Doc below. Don't forget to hit the turn in button. So again, I think this one's a little too long too, so I will find a way to copy and paste this into the little chat box we have going on right now. If you are in the Google Classroom, if you click on this prompt, there is a Google Doc for this one as well. You can just click on that one, start typing right away. Again, you can either handwrite it or you can type it and email it to me, whatever is easier for you. I do think though, if you are in the Google Classroom, your best bet is to just use the Google Doc because it's there. And if you maybe email it to me and you type my email wrong, I won't get it. Or maybe if you turn it in on Friday or sometime this week, there's a possibility that you could lose it. I don't want that to happen. I want you guys to get credit for the work that you're doing. So the best way to do it is turn it in through the Google Classroom. And then moving on to this week's prompt that was just posted this morning. Cool, 2 of you guys have already turned it in. So you are building a new city. What types of things do you think your city needs? Will it be a big city like Cleveland or a smaller city like Kent? Will you have skyscrapers? What kind of houses will the people live in? How will you convince people to move to your city? What kind of activities will you have for your new citizens? What kind of rules and laws will you have? And will you have a community center? Answer the above prompt in 8 to 10 complete sentences. Remember to answer each question completely and add details. You can even add details for questions I did not ask. Again, like I've said for the 100th time now, you guys just need to either, if you're in the Google Classroom, click on the prompt, the Google Doc prompt, and it will take you to where you can type. Or again, you can email me your response or you can handwrite your response. The one really big thing, if you guys are in the Google Classroom, when you open up, it won't let me do it because I'm the teacher and I created the document. But when you open up the Google Doc for your assignment, in the upper right-hand corner, normally where it says share, there's a button that says turn it in or turn in. You need to hit the turn in button. Otherwise, it doesn't notify me that you guys turned it in. I know it's kind of like a crummy thing. You should just be able to type on it and like have it be good to go. That unfortunately is not the case. But if you guys hit the turn in button, it allows me to see it when I am grading all of the other ones. Thanks, Lucas. I'm only going to respond to boss from this point forward. But yeah, so you guys can make sure you turn it in. If you are in the Google Classroom, make sure you hit the turn in button when you are done with it. I know there was a class that I used during my senior year of college that was for or we used Google Docs and Google Classroom, and there was one student who actually ended up failing because he didn't didn't hit the turn in button. I wouldn't fail you guys, but I want you guys to get in the habit of turning it in so you don't forget. I also, for those of you that it has been assigned to, I can see what you guys have typed so far in your document. I don't necessarily like check and read them and like give feedback over these writing prompts because they're just supposed to be like creative and fun. But I can go in and make suggestions. I can go in and read what you guys have so far. Like Lucas, I don't know if you're on this right now, but if Lucas, you are typing on this, I can make comments while you are typing. Or let's see if it'll let me copy this one, or this one might be too long. That one's too long too. But okay, I will definitely put these in the like description box of this video after I'm done live streaming and after I've uploaded it. Because the prompts are too long to go in the little live chat box, except for the first one. But like I said, I know a couple of you have just joined in since I started. So if you are new to this live stream, what I told the other people that were here earlier is these weekly writing prompts are not due until Friday the 17th, so that's this coming Friday. There was one writing prompt a week. Like if you're in the Google Classroom, you look at that, it says, April 13th to 17th, March 23rd. Okay, Lucas. March 23rd to March 27th. Even if you join the Google Classroom late, I still want you guys to do these prompts. They shouldn't take any more than like 10 or 15 minutes because they're really supposed to just let you guys be creative, kind of write what you want. I'm not really looking for like a right or wrong answer for the writing prompts. It's just to keep you guys writing, keep your creative side going. That is pretty much all for the writing prompts. If you guys have any questions about those, please let me know. Also, if you are watching the live stream, so far I have David and Lucas that are here. But either email me and let me know you're here, or go in the chat box and let me know you're here so that I can give you credit for being here. I don't want anyone to miss out on credit just because they were like lurking and not saying anything. But what I wanted to show you guys next, hold on, let me fix my screens, are these packets. It looks like a lot because there's 2 of them. I don't know if you can tell how like thick that is. It's kind of thick. But you guys will notice when you go to pick up your packets for the remainder of the school year, which by the time you guys turn in your stuff on Friday, there's only, I think, 5 weeks left, 5 or 6, which is really crazy to think about. But anyway, there are 2 packets that you guys, I don't want to say choose from because you have to do one of them. But there is an online packet and there is an offline packet. The offline packet looks a little bit longer than the online one just because I added like these blank sheets so you guys had something to write on when you guys are writing, because you guys are actually going to be writing a research paper. Everyone is going to be writing a research paper, whether or not you are in the Google Classroom or you are not in the Google Classroom. So I tried my best to make it as easy as possible for you guys that are working on it in the Google Classroom, because I know some of you guys aren't completely comfortable with the Google Classroom yet. So if you have questions about the Google Classroom, let me know, and I can figure it out. I also have a friend from college who now works at Google. So if I can't answer your questions, I'm sure I could forward them to her and she will figure it out and I will get back to you. So anyway, the front page of both the packets is the same. It's just kind of a newsletter. If you guys have noticed, I changed the 6th grade live streams to a later time. We're now here from 2:30 to 3, because I know a lot of you guys, and especially Miss Vaughn was saying that a lot of you guys are sleeping in. You're not even like functioning human beings till noon. So I pushed back the live stream time, so I was hoping more of you guys could make it. But again, if you can't make it to the live streams, remember these videos always save to the YouTube channel when we're done. But one of the really important things that I put at the bottom is contact information. I put my email and I put Mr. Murray's email. So if you guys have questions about anything, you can reach out to either of us. We both check our email daily. I don't know if Mr. Murray checks his email on the weekend, but I know I do, like just once or twice. The other really cool thing that I added and that we are going to try is the Remind app. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of the Remind app before, but it is where you guys kind of join like a classroom, and I can actually use my phone to text you guys like any reminders, any due dates, anything just to keep you guys in the loop of what we are doing. There is information on how to join our Remind class. I already set up the class. I didn't add anyone's phone numbers because I wasn't sure if those were landlines, if those were cell phones, if they were a phone that you've used once that you just put for your contact information for school. But if you go to www.remind.com /join/Tara EL, you can join the Remind class. I actually will type that in the chat box if you give me 2 seconds because I'm trying to look at it and type it at the same time. See, I already made a typing mistake. So the link that I just put in the chat box, if you guys click on that link, it'll open a new tab in your or on your computer screen. All you have to do is add your first and last name. You don't even have to add your last name if you just want to put like Lucas. If you want to just put Lucas W, that's fine. There's not any like duplicate names that we have, but please put your real name, because if you guys put, I know a lot of the 8th graders have like YouTube channels and they use a bunch of funky names. Please don't use those because then I will have no clue who you are. And then you add your phone number. So whatever your phone number is, you do need to include the area code. So if you live in Akron, most likely it starts with 330. But if you're from somewhere else, like I live in Cleveland right now, and I do not have a 216 area code. So just keep that in mind when you type your phone number in. But all you have to do is type in your name and your phone number. The really cool thing about Remind, I don't have access to your phone number. Remind keeps that like all in their database, whatever they use. And then when I'm scrolling through on my phone, if I want to send David a message, I can click on his contact and I type out my message and it goes directly to him. Or I can text everyone in the class at once. I figured we would try to use this. My little brother used it in kindergarten and 1st grade, and it was a really useful way for me to keep track of like what he was doing in school, even though I was in college at that time. It's really cool too because you can add as many phone numbers or people as you want. So if your parents want to join and you yourself with your own personal cell phone want to join, you can. That's totally fine. There's no, I think there's actually a like 80-person cap on the Remind app for how many like students can be in a class at one time. But that allows each of you guys to join and like both of your parents. So I don't think we should have an issue with running out of room in the Remind app classroom. But again, there are certain hours I would really only send out reminders either at the end of the school day or like, so that's around 4, maybe 5 o'clock. And I don't want to send out super early reminders. But the reminders would be, which we'll get into in a second, would just be about like due dates for your research paper or due dates for anything else that we are doing. The remind would also be sent out when we do live stream. So if I, for example, am doing a live stream but I'm running late, or if I have to cancel a live stream, or if I have to reschedule a live stream, let me know, or I will let you know, I'm sorry, through the Remind app. I like Remind too. It's a lot like Google Hangouts, but it's specialized for each of our classes. So if I'm right now, I'm doing, just the 6th grade live stream, and I'll also have to text all the 7th and 8th graders, which they're more than welcome to come to the live stream. A lot of the times they do, but it's just specifically for the 6th graders. The other thing that I liked about it too is you guys can text me. So there's a certain like phone number that you text, and it'll send it just to me. And I can respond to you guys privately, or if I think it's a really good question, I can respond to the entire class. So that's another really cool feature that I like about it. There's also, thanks Lucas, there is an app on your phone that you can download for it too if you really want to get into it. Really all that you have to do is just have texting on your phone. That's really all I'm going to talk about for the Remind app. I think it's really cool. I really like it. Oh, my like office hours for the Remind app are from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So if you text me between those hours, you will get a response. If you text me at midnight, you will not get a response until maybe like 8 or 8:30 the following morning. But I also, I think, set hours for the weekend as well. So if you guys are ever working over the weekend on stuff, you can text me. I probably won't get back to you as quickly because it is the weekend, but I will still get back to you. If you do text me outside of those office hours, it waits, like it sends that I don't get the notification until like my office hours open back up again. Okay, now I'm done talking about the Remind app. Really quick though, I wanted to get started on just talking about your research paper. I will go more into detail on this entire packet on Friday for our live stream because that's when most of you guys are supposed to have the packet. I know someone, I think it was in the Google Hangouts either this morning or last night. I don't know. All the days run together when you never leave your house. Someone asked about like, oh, I can't get to the school. Like, how will I get my packet or how will I turn my work in? If you call the school and you can either leave a message or talk to someone, there's a possibility that we could bring it to you. So keep that in mind. I do recommend going to pick it up in person though, because if you have questions, we can answer your questions right then and there rather than you coming home, seeing this packet, and then having like 6 million questions and not knowing who to ask. But anyway, going into, I'm gonna look at the online version. This is the online version, right? Yeah. Okay, so going into the research paper, one of the first due dates that you guys have, which are listed on a page, is that on April 21st at 11:59 p.m., so midnight, you guys will have to choose a topic. I want you guys to research something that is useful, but is also interesting to you. Like I didn't assign topics to anyone. I put suggested topics in case you guys can't think of anything. But again, you don't have to pick from that list. The only thing that I want you guys to know is that if you do not pick from the topic list, you will need to email me or Mr. Murray to get your topic approved. If you don't email me or reach out to me in any way about a topic by April 21st, I will assign you a topic. You don't want me to do that. It's not any fun if you're researching something that you don't care about. Some of the topics that I put are research a future career you guys want to have. I know you're in 6th grade, so getting a real adult job kind of seems far away and distant, but it's never too early to start looking at that kind of stuff. So some of the ones that I put are welder, mechanic, teacher, lawyer, bank teller, nurse, dog groomer, anything. Like if you want to be an astronaut, I don't know, research it. Tell me how you feel about it. A couple other topics that I put were research a historical event or time period. So one of the examples that I put was the Harlem Renaissance. We went over some of that material during reading intervention. You guys read the Langston Hughes poems and I think his short story, Thank You, Ma'am. You could read about the 19th Amendment, the Underground Railroad, the first Thanksgiving, any historical event you guys are interested in, even if it's something that you're learning about in Mr. Andrews' class and you want to do more of your own research about it, just email me, let me know the topic you want to do, and we'll figure it out. Another example I put is research an important person from history. So I put Clara Barton, President James A. Garfield, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Susan B. Anthony. Those are just a couple of the ones that you can pick from. Again, if you find a different important person from history that you want to do, like that's totally fine. Then you could research the history of an author or a musician that you like. So I put Langston Hughes because we read some of his stuff before. You could do Ellen Raskin. She was actually the author of The Westing Game, and I think majority of you guys like The Westing Game. I did a little bit of research on her before we read The Westing Game, and she actually has a really interesting life. Thank you, Lucas. Another one that I did was like musicians. You could do like Taylor Swift. I know the boys aren't really into Taylor Swift, but you could do that. Or research the background of a specific animal and or breed that you want to do. So one of the examples I put was a tree walker coonhound because that is part of Winston's breed. But you could research, maybe how big he's supposed to get as an adult, what their diet is supposed to be, what they were bred to do. So like Winston specifically was bred for raccoon hunting. So what he would do is run raccoons up a tree, and then it's really cool tree videos if you ever watch them. He kind of like climbs up the tree and barks to like alert whoever's hunting with them that they have treed the raccoon. But you can pick just about any animal. Like I even put the fainting goat on here because I know you guys think that's funny. But that's just your first thing that's due. That's why I spent a little bit more time on that. I did include a page of due dates for your research paper. These due dates are important. I know for the packets, we were like, oh, work at your own pace. These due dates, though, are important because I will be giving you feedback on different parts of your paper. And you'll have to turn in certain things to kind of move on to the next step. If I don't get any of these assignments from you and then you turn in your final paper, I would not expect to get like a super fantastic grade on your final paper because you have no feedback, no one's looked over it, you don't know the format to do it in. So keep that in mind. These due dates have some flexibility to them, but like really you guys have, I think you only have 2 due dates a week. So it's pretty manageable. I also included on the next page a list of live stream dates and times and kind of what I would be going over. So keep that in mind as well. I included another page for the last kind of 2. The research paper will take us 4 weeks. And then the last 2 weeks, you guys are going to read a short story, answer some questions, and then just complete writing prompts again. So kind of like what we were just doing. The last week of school is only a 4-day week because that Monday is a holiday. So you guys will actually be reading comics instead of reading an actual short story. I try to do something a little more fun, a little easier for you guys. And all of your work will be due that week. So it's nothing super overwhelming. And then I included the short stories you guys are reading along with the questions that you guys are reading as well. I included the writing prompts and some blank pieces of paper. Trying to see what else is in here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's just the writing prompts and everything in there. That is the online version. They look the same. The offline version. Really quick, if you guys are interested in doing the offline version, the only thing you really need access to are email or a phone, and the YouTube channel, which a lot of you guys that aren't in the Google Classroom have been watching the YouTube videos. I highly recommend joining the Google Classroom. If you guys are still stuck somewhere and you can't get in, please let me know. Like I will even call you to walk you through it. I think the research paper can be done offline, but it's a little easier to do it online. But for the offline research paper, you guys still have the same due dates that the online paper has, but you guys will either need to email your items to me, so your topic, your sources, and so on. If you guys also don't have computer access, I've given you other options. You can either take like one of these Scholastic or Scope magazines from school, or you can interview someone. But you guys will either need to text me either through the Remind app, or you can actually text my email from your cell phone. There are instructions on how to do that in the packet as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the online and offline. I will go more into detail on it on Friday, and I will continue. When you guys get the packets, you'll see I actually put what we'll be going over in each live stream in there. So if you guys, I recommend you listen to all the live streams. But if you guys are stuck on something specific, it usually gives you what we'll be talking about. And I, shout out to Mr. Fitzpatrick, learned how to show you guys my screen while I'm live streaming, so I can actually like write a paper with you. But if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to get out of here because we're now a minute over our time slot. I don't think there's anyone behind me, so it's fine. But that is all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, you can either comment on the video or email me. I also will be posting those 4 writing prompts that are in the Google Classroom in the description of this video. So if you do not have those or don't have access to the Google Classroom, that is where they will be. I will see you guys on Friday.